What would you rather have? A $5 billion business empire? Or a Lamborghini, millions of screaming fans, and the ability to turn literally any country into a chaotic live stream? Because that's basically the choice between MrBeast and IShowSpeed. MrBeast has built one of the biggest creator businesses on earth. Speed has built a lifestyle that looks more like a non-stop movie. And here's the crazy part. The richer guy might not actually have the crazier life. So we're putting them head to head in 6 categories: money, cars, homes, travel, empire, and fame. And by the end, we're finding out who actually lives the more insane life. Let's start with money. MrBeast isn't just making money from YouTube anymore. He's built an entire business ecosystem around his audience. Beast Industries has reportedly received investments at around a $5 billion valuation, and his YouTube operation alone is on another level. MrBeast has said his overall business generates hundreds of millions of dollars a year, while much of that money gets poured straight back into content. Then there's Beast Games. The first season became a massive production with a $10 million grand prize, one of the biggest prizes ever offered in entertainment. Speed is rich too, but his money shows up differently. Supercars, travel, designer clothes, luxury experiences. Speed actually lives the lifestyle. MrBeast builds an entire machine around his money. So if we're asking who has the bigger financial empire, MrBeast wins easily. Score: MrBeast 1, Speed 0. But money doesn't automatically make your life more insane, because Speed has one very serious advantage: cars. If you've watched Speed for more than 5 minutes, you already know this guy loves cars. He's been seen with a Lamborghini Huracan that was reported at around $500,000 after customization. And then there's the Lamborghini Urus. A brand new 2026 Urus starts around $232,000 in the US before options, with higher spec versions going much higher. But here's why Speed's cars feel different. He doesn't treat them like trophies sitting in a garage. The cars become part of the entertainment. MrBeast has used expensive cars in challenges and giveaways too. But for him, a supercar is often a tool for the video. For Speed, the car is the video. So this one is easy. Speed takes it. Score: MrBeast 1, Speedin'. And now we're leaving the garage, because their homes tell you a lot about how differently these two spend money. Here's something funny about MrBeast. You'd expect a guy with his money to have some ridiculous billionaire mansion, but that's not really his priority. Instead, he spent around $14 million on a production facility in Greenville, North Carolina. Inside is a 50,000 square foot Studio C, where his team builds massive sets for videos. Think about that. Most rich people build a giant house. MrBeast built a giant building to build giant houses for his videos. Speed's lifestyle is much more traditional celebrity luxury. Big homes, supercars, and now an enormous content space of his own. Recent reports have put his Miami area warehouse purchase at roughly $11 million. So if we're talking about who has the more insane personal lifestyle, I'm giving this one to Speed. Score: MrBeast 1, Speed 2. But now we hit Speed's strongest category: travel. MrBeast travels constantly, but there's usually a reason. He's filming, building a challenge, meeting contestants, or producing something massive. Speed can literally wake up in another country, walk outside, and suddenly have thousands of people following him. That's what makes his travel life so ridiculous. For most people, traveling means, where are we going? For Speed, it's more like, how many people are going to chase me today? One minute he's walking through a city, the next he's surrounded by fans, then he's playing soccer, then he's running through a crowd, and somehow the entire thing becomes content. MrBeast travels to make videos. Speed's travel itself becomes the video. So Speed takes this round too. Score: MrBeast 1, Speed 3. And right now, Speed is winning. But there's one category where MrBeast can absolutely destroy him. Who built the bigger empire? This is where MrBeast stops looking like a YouTuber and starts looking like a CEO. His company, Beast Industries, Feastables, Lunchly, ViewStats, licensing, and more, with reported investment valuation around $5 billion. And MrBeast's YouTube audience? In June 2026, he became the first individual creator to reach 500 million subscribers on YouTube. 500 million subscribers. That's not just an audience, that's a distribution network. And the smartest part is the loop. YouTube brings attention. Attention sells products. Products generate revenue. Revenue funds bigger projects. Bigger projects create bigger videos. And bigger videos bring even more attention. That's why MrBeast isn't simply rich. He's built a machine. Speed has an enormous personal brand, but MrBeast has built an ecosystem around his brand. So this one isn't even close. MrBeast wins. Score, MrBeast 2, Speed 3. Speed is still ahead, but now comes the final category, and this one is weird because we're talking about fame. MrBeast has 500 million YouTube subscribers on his main channel milestone alone. That's an absurd number, but Speed's fame works differently. You don't just watch Speed. Sometimes you literally experience him. When he shows up somewhere, crowds can explode around him, people scream, people run after him. Entire streets can suddenly become a Speed event. So here's the difference. MrBeast has the bigger measurable digital reach. Speed has the more chaotic real-world presence. So I'm calling this one a tie. MrBeast wins the numbers. Speed wins the chaos. Final score, MrBeast 3, Speed 4. And now we have one question left. Who actually lives the more insane life? If you wake up as MrBeast tomorrow, you have a business empire valued around $5 billion, hundreds of millions of subscribers, a $14 million production facility, and the resources to turn ridiculous ideas into reality. Your life is basically, what should we build next? But wake up as Speed, and you have supercars, global fame, millions of fans, and absolutely no guarantee what happens when you walk outside. That's the real difference. MrBeast's life is massive. Speed's life is unpredictable. MrBeast builds the world around his videos. Speed walks into the real world, and somehow the world becomes his video. So after 6 rounds, MrBeast wins money, business, and production. Speed wins cars, travel, lifestyle, and pure chaos, which gives us our final score, MrBeast 3, Speed 4. So technically, IShowSpeed wins. But if you asked me which life I'd actually want, I'd take MrBeast's business empire and Speed's personality. Because imagine having MrBeast's resources with Speed's ability to turn literally anything into content. That would be dangerous. So now it's your turn. Would you rather live like MrBeast or IShowSpeed? Because one gives you the power to build almost anything, while the other gives you a life where almost anything can happen. And honestly, that's what makes this comparison so crazy.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you around.